Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. When you hear the word billionaire, what comes to your mind? For many, it is luxury, cars, mansions, and power. But today, I want you to look deeper. What if I told you that in Islam, true wealth is not just about possessions, but about responsibility, blessings, and a divine choice from Allah? What if Allah has chosen you, yes, you, to carry a wealth that is meant to transform not only your life, but the lives of thousands around you? Allah reminds us in the Qur'an, "And it is He who makes you successors upon the earth, and raises some of you above others in degrees of rank, that He may try you through what He has given you." Surah Al-An'am 6:165. It means that when wealth is given, it is not random. It is a trust, a test, and a mission. Imagine being among those whom Allah chooses to handle this immense responsibility. Imagine your name written in the unseen decree, destined to hold abundance, not as a curse, but as a tool to spread mercy, kindness, and justice. Before starting this video, do not forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our upcoming publications on the Islamic faith. Thank you, and good video. This is why we must begin this journey with the right mindset. Being chosen for wealth in Islam is not about greed. It is not about ego. It is about unlocking your destiny with humility, gratitude, and full trust in Allah's plan. So, as you listen today, open your heart, because perhaps this message is not just a coincidence. Perhaps this is Allah's way of whispering to you, "Prepare yourself. I have chosen you for more than you ever imagined." The Islamic vision of wealth. In Islam, wealth is never condemned by itself. Money is not evil. What makes wealth dangerous or blessed is how the heart is connected to it and how it is used. This is why the Qur'an speaks of wealth as both a test and a blessing. Allah says, "Your wealth and your children are but a trial, and Allah has with him a great reward." Surah At-Talaq 64:15. This means that money is not the goal. It is the arena where your faith is tested. Will you use it for arrogance, or will you use it for generosity? Will you spend it only on yourself, or will you invest it in a legacy that continues after you are gone? Look at the lives of the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet. Abu Bakr, the closest friend of the Prophet, was wealthy, yet he spent almost everything he owned for Islam. Uthman ibn Affan, one of the richest men of Quraysh, purchased a well in Medina and made it free for everyone to drink from. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, also blessed with immense wealth, used his fortune to finance battles, feed the poor, and support the Ummah. Their wealth did not corrupt them, it elevated them. Islam teaches us that wealth is amana, a trust. It does not truly belong to us. It is placed in our hands for a short time to see how we will act. The Prophet said, "The son of Adam says, 'My wealth, my wealth.' But do you own of your wealth anything except what you give in charity, what you consume, or what you wear until it wears out?" Muslim. This vision changes everything. A billionaire in Islam is undefined by what he stores, but by what he gives, what he builds, and what he leaves behind. So when we talk about Allah choosing you for wealth, understand this clearly. It is not simply about enjoying luxuries. It is about being trusted with a responsibility that could either elevate you to paradise or drag you into destruction. And this is why only a few are chosen, why Allah chooses some people for immense wealth. Not everyone is destined to carry great wealth, just as not everyone is destined to carry the burden of leadership or the test of influence. Wealth is part of Allah's qadr, His divine decree. When Allah grants abundance to a servant, it is never random. It is purposeful. It is a divine selection. The Qur'an tells us, indeed, Allah provides for whom He wills without account. Surah Al-Imran 3:37. This means Allah chooses freely, not because someone is smarter or stronger, but because He knows who can carry that responsibility and who will fail under its weight. Wealth, in Islam, is not just a gift. It is a test of character. Poverty tests patience, but wealth tests gratitude. It reveals whether the heart becomes arrogant or whether it stays humble. This is why the Prophet said, "Every nation has a trial, and the trial of my nation is wealth." Tirmidhi. So why does Allah choose certain people to be immensely wealthy? Sometimes it is because He knows they will use it to serve others, to give charity, to build mosques, schools and hospitals, to feed the hungry and to support the weak. Other times, it is to test their loyalty. Will they still remember Allah when their pockets are full, or will they forget Him? Look at Uthman ibn Affan, Surah. His immense wealth was not given by accident. Allah knew that this servant would use his riches to support Islam at its most critical moments. And he did. He financed entire armies when others could barely contribute. His name shines in history because his wealth was not a chain. It was a key that unlocked reward after reward. But not all who are chosen succeed. Wealth can destroy as easily as it can build. Pharaoh had riches beyond imagination, but his arrogance led him to ruin. Qarun was blessed with treasures that people envied, yet he drowned in his pride. So if Allah has chosen you for wealth, it means He has seen something in you. He has decided that you are capable of carrying this burden, of proving your faith not in poverty but in abundance. And this is no ordinary test. It is one of the hardest trials of life. The signs that Allah is preparing you for exceptional abundance. Before great wealth comes into a person's life, Allah often prepares the heart. This preparation is not always obvious. It is subtle, hidden in your habits, your struggles, and your outlook on life. If you pay attention, you will notice signs that Allah is shaping you for something greater. The first sign is a heart of gratitude. Even when you have little, you are thankful. You do not complain about what you lack, but you praise Allah for what you have. The Prophet said, "Whoever is not grateful for little will not be grateful for much." Ahmad. If you can thank Allah for a single meal, He may trust you with feeding 1,000. The second sign is resilience in trials. Wealth does not come without tests. Before granting abundance, Allah may put you through struggles, losses, setbacks, even poverty. These challenges are not punishments, they are training grounds. If you remain patient and steadfast, it means Allah is strengthening you for the responsibility of wealth. The third sign is detachment from the love of money. You want success, but money itself is not your God. Your happiness does not depend on what is in your pocket, but on your connection with Allah. When you are not enslaved by wealth, Allah can entrust it to you. The fourth sign is openness to growth and knowledge. Allah may guide you toward opportunities, investments, skills, or ideas. You suddenly find yourself learning about business, leadership, or charity. These are not coincidences. They are doors Allah opens so that when wealth arrives, you know how to manage it with wisdom. And the fifth sign is a burning desire to give back. You dream of helping your family, uplifting your community, or building something that lasts beyond your life. That passion is not random. It is Allah planting seeds in your heart for the wealth that has yet to come. So if you recognize these signs in yourself, do not dismiss them. Perhaps Allah is already preparing you for a destiny of abundance. The training has begun, and soon, the trust may be placed in your hands. Purifying your intention. Before accessing wealth, Before Allah entrusts someone with great wealth, the heart must be purified. Because if the heart is corrupted, the wealth will only magnify that corruption. But if the heart is sincere, the wealth will magnify goodness, generosity, and legacy. In Islam, everything begins with niyyah, intention. The Prophet said, "Actions are but by intentions, and every man will have only that which he intended." Bukhari and Muslim. This means that if your intention for seeking wealth is selfishness, pride, or showing off, then even billions will bring you no peace. But if your intention is to serve Allah, uplift your family, and benefit the Ummah, then every dollar you earn becomes a form of worship. Ask yourself, why do I want wealth? Is it to impress people? Or is it to free myself from debt so I can give more to others? Is it to live in luxury? Or is it to build schools, orphanages, and hospitals that outlive me? Purification also means ensuring that your wealth is halal. Allah does not bless what is gained through cheating, interest, or injustice. The Prophet warned, everybody nourished with haram will be fire for hell. Tabarani. Wealth must be clean, pure, and earned with integrity. And finally, purifying your intention means remembering zakat and charity. Wealth is never fully yours. It is partly the right of the poor. When you give before being asked, when you spend before hoarding, Allah opens doors you never imagined.
So, before asking Allah to make you wealthy, ask Him first to purify your heart. Because the heart is the true treasure chest. If it is clean, the wealth will be light. If it is corrupt, the wealth will be poison. The practical keys to unlock your financial destiny. We often think wealth comes only from talent, luck, or strategy. But in Islam, true abundance is unlocked by aligning effort with tawakkul, trust in Allah. Wealth is not just a matter of numbers. It is a combination of hard work, purity, and divine blessing. If Allah has written wealth for you, nothing can block it. But you must walk the path that leads to it. The first key is seeking halal means of income. The Prophet said, seeking lawful earnings is an obligation after the obligation. Bayhaqi. This means that just as prayer and fasting are obligation, so is earning in a halal way. Wealth that is impure may appear abundant, but it brings no peace. Halal wealth, even if small, carries barakah that multiplies beyond imagination. The second key is hard work with excellence. Islam does not encourage laziness. The Prophet said, Allah loves that when one of you does a job, he perfects it. Bayhaqi. If you want wealth, give your best in whatever you do, whether it is business, a job, or service. Excellence attracts barakah. The third key is du'a and connection with Allah. Never underestimate the power of calling upon your Lord. The Qur'an reminds us, and your Lord says, call upon me, I will respond to you. Surah Ghafir 40:60. Sometimes wealth is delayed not because you are unworthy, but because Allah is waiting for you to raise your hands sincerely. The fourth key is charity. Even when you have little, charity does not decrease wealth, it multiplies it. The Prophet said, charity does not decrease wealth. Muslim. This is one of the greatest secrets of unlocking financial destiny. When you give, Allah gives you more. When you open your hand, Allah opens the doors of rizq. The fifth key is trusting Allah's timing. Many people fail because they want instant results. They give up before the breakthrough. Remember, Allah is Al-Razaq, the provider. He knows the perfect moment to deliver what He has written for you. Your job is to remain patient and consistent. And finally, the sixth key is surrounding yourself with honesty and integrity. The Prophet said, the trustworthy, honest merchant will be with the prophets, the truthful, and the martyrs. Tirmidhi. If your business circle is built on lies and exploitation, wealth will collapse. But if it is built on honesty,
Allah will bless it beyond measure. So, wealth in Islam is not unlocked by greed, shortcuts, or chasing haram. It is unlocked by halal effort, consistent dua, and aligning your intention with service to Allah and His creation. Combine these keys, and you will see doors open in ways you never imagined, the dangers that await billionaires chosen by Allah. With great wealth comes great responsibility, but also great danger. If Allah blesses you with abundance, know that the same blessing can either elevate you to paradise or drag you to destruction. Wealth is a double-edged sword. The first danger is arrogance. When someone becomes rich, the ego whispers, "This is all because of me, my intelligence, my hard work." But Allah warns us with the story of Qarun, who said, "I was only given it because of knowledge I possess." Surah Al-Qasas 28:78. His arrogance destroyed him, and the earth swallowed him with his treasures. The second danger is forgetting Allah. When pockets are full, prayer becomes lighter, charity becomes harder, and remembrance of Allah fades. Yet the Qur'an reminds us, "O you who have believed, let not your wealth and your children divert you from remembrance of Allah." Surah Al-Munafiqun 63:9. Wealth should never replace worship. The third danger is wastefulness and extravagance. Islam teaches moderation. Allah says, "Indeed, the wasteful are brothers of the devils." Surah Al-Isra 17:27. A billionaire who spends recklessly on vanity while people starve is not living the Islamic vision of wealth. And the fourth danger is oppression and injustice. Some use wealth to control, exploit, or harm others. This is a betrayal of the trust Allah has given. The Prophet warned that oppression will be darkness on the Day of Judgment. This is why wealth is not for everyone. Only those who can carry it with humility, worship, moderation, and justice can succeed in Allah's eyes. Remember, money itself will not testify for you, but how you used it will. Transforming your wealth into eternal legacy. One of the greatest secrets of wealth in Islam is that it can outlive you. The money you spend on yourself dies with you, but the wealth you invest in goodness becomes a river of rewards that flows even after you are gone. This is called Sadaqah Jariyah, ongoing charity. The Prophet said, "When a man dies, his deeds come to an end except for three: ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, or a righteous child who prays for him." Muslim. Imagine if your billions became a source of reward every single day, long after you leave this world. You can transform wealth into legacy by building mosques, where generations will bow to Allah. By supporting schools and universities, where knowledge spreads and uplifts communities. By feeding the poor and funding orphanages, where children smile because of your generosity. Every act becomes a light for you in the grave and on the Day of Judgment. Even small actions matter. If you sponsor a Qur'an to be printed, every recitation earns you reward. If you invest in clean water projects, every drop drunk becomes a witness for you before Allah. So wealth isn't about the mansions you own, but the hearts you heal. Not about the cars you drive, but the lives you change. This is the true meaning of being a billionaire in Islam. Not just rich in dunya, but rich in akhirah. A message of motivation and hope. Maybe you doubt yourself. Maybe you think, how could I ever be chosen for wealth? I have nothing now. But remember, Allah is the turner of hearts, the opener of doors, the provider of sustenance. Your current situation does not define your destiny. Allah can change your life in a moment. The Qur'an reminds us, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shar 94:6. Sometimes Allah delays your wealth because He is still preparing your heart. Other times, He is protecting you from arrogance until you are ready. If Allah has written abundance for you, No one can take it away. Not your enemies, not your doubts, not even your own fears. What is yours will reach you, even if the whole world tries to stop it. So rise with hope, work with excellence, pray with sincerity, and trust that if Allah has chosen you for wealth, it will arrive at the perfect time, when your heart is ready to carry it. Conclusion and final dua. Wealth in Islam is more than money. It is a trust, a test, and a tool to serve Allah and humanity. If Allah has chosen you to be wealthy, it is a sacred responsibility. Your riches are a reflection of your heart, humble, grateful, and generous, or arrogant, selfish, and wasteful. As we close this message, remember, your destiny is in Allah's hands. Your task is to purify your intention, work diligently, give generously, and remain steadfast in faith. When you do, your wealth will not just transform your life, it will bless generations to come. Let us end with this dua. O Allah, bless us with wealth that is pure, a heart that is sincere, and opportunities that benefit us and our ummah. Make us among those who are grateful, humble, and generous, and grant us a legacy that continues after we are gone. Ameen.